Dear students, today's topic is dielectrics and polarization. What is a dielectric? You might have studied about the insulators. A dielectric is essentially an insulator or a non-conducting substance. Those do not conduct electricity. And dielectric are the substances which do not allow the charge carriers to flow through them, but permits them to exert force among themselves. And a dielectric is essentially an insulator which are polarized when placed inside an electric field due to the small localized displacement of the charges. That is a dielectric. So, dielectric is a non-conducting substance which do not have charge carriers, or if charge carriers are present, it is negligible. The number is very less. Now, let us see what is the behavior of a dielectric and a conductor. Now we will compare the behavior of a conductor and a dielectric when placed inside an electric field. Let us see what happens when a conductor is placed inside the electric field. When a conductor is placed inside the electric field, what happens? The charge carriers starts moving. As the charge carriers start moving, the charge distribution are so adjusted, or the charge distribution adjusted in such a way that the electric field induced due to the charge distribution opposes the original electric field, and this happens till the net electric field inside the conductor is 0. You see now, this is the original electric field E0 and the conductor is placed here. E0 is the original electric field, In means induced electric field, and for a conductor the charges are movable, so E0 plus E induced original electric field plus the induced electric field equal to 0. Now let us see what happens when a dielectric is placed inside an electric field. For a dielectric, number of charge carriers are very less. The charges cannot move. It does not allow the flow of the charge carriers. Now what happens here? When the dielectric is placed inside the electric field, some dipole moments are induced. How dipole moments are induced? By stretching or reorienting its molecules. And those dipole moments will produce an electric field whose net effect is to oppose the original electric field. But unlike the conductors, the induced electric field or the electric field produced due to this effect will not cancel the original electric field. That means E0 plus E induced is not equal to 0. That means the net electric field is not 0. The molecule of a dielectric may be polar, it may be non-polar. There may be two types of molecules, polar dielectric and non-polar dielectric. Then what is a polar molecule? And what is a non-polar molecule? In a non-polar molecule, what happens? The center of the positive charges and the center of negative charges coincide. For example, the hydrogen molecule, oxygen molecule, carbon dioxide molecules. So there, the example of non-polar dielectric or non-polar molecule. In a non-polar molecule, the center of the positive charges and the center of negative charges coincide. As they coincide, they do not have permanent dipole moment. This happens in non-polar dielectric, examples hydrogen and carbon dioxide. And what about polar dielectric. In a polar dielectric, because of their construction or the arrangement of the atoms in the molecule, the center of positive charges and the center of negative charges, they do not coincide. And if the center of positive charges and the negative charges do not coincide, the molecule is called polar dielectric. Examples are HCl, water, etc. These are the ionic molecules because of their shape. So they have a permanent dipole moment. How they have permanent dipole moment? You know what is a dipole? A dipole consists of two equivalent opposite charges separated by a small distance. And here what happens? The center of positive charge and center of negative charge, they do not coincide. A separation is created. One positive charge and equal negative charge separated by a small distance. That gives you a dipole, and every dipole will have a dipole moment. That's why in case of a polar molecule, it has a permanent dipole moment. Now let us see what happens when a dielectric is placed in an uniform electric field, a non-polar dielectric and a polar dielectric. Now, if a polar dielectric, non-polar dielectric is placed in an electric field, then what happens? In the absence of electric field, I have taken E equal to 0. Now, when electric field is 0, no net dipole moment in case of non-polar molecule because the center of positive and negative charges coincide. In the presence of electric field, when E is not equal to 0, what happens? So there is a displacement of charges. You know a dipole consists of a positive charge and a negative charge. So here what happens? In a molecule, the positive charges are attracted to one side, one end, or the positive charges are attracted to negative terminal, negative charges are attracted to positive terminal. So there is a displacement of charges, and the displacement of charges will stop when the restoring force due to the internal field of the molecule balances the external field, and a net dipole moment is developed there, and the dielectric is said to be polarized. That means the development of the dipole moment in a dielectric in the presence of an external field is called polarization. Similarly, when a polar molecule is placed in an external field, then also dipole moment is developed. A resultant dipole moment is developed. But here the reason is different than the non-polar case. Then what is the reason? In the absence of electric field, what happens? You know, for polar molecule they have a permanent dipole moment. So every molecule has a dipole moment, but the dipole moments are aligned, not aligned in any direction. So they are randomly oriented due to thermal agitation, in such a way that the resultant dipole moment is 0. Now when the polar molecule is placed in an external field, what will happen when E is not equal to 0? So the molecular dipoles are aligned in a specific direction. That means the net dipole moment is also developed. That means your negative charges of the dipoles, they are attracted to the positive terminal, positive charges are attracted to negative terminal, so that they are aligned in a specific direction. See now how they are aligned in one direction, and they are also said to be polarized. And the extent of the alignment depends upon two opposite factors. Two opposite factor means one is the potential energy of the dipole in the presence of the external field, and the field produced or the force due to the thermal agitation. So this is how they oppose each other and they are aligned in a specific direction. That means whether it is polar, non-polar or polar, in both the cases, when they are placed in an external field, so they are polarized. That means the dipole moment is induced in the dielectric. This process is called polarization. Dielectric is said to be polarized, whether polar or non-polar. And that polarization depends upon the material. And the dipole moment developed per unit volume is known as polarization. Now consider a rectangular dielectric slab is placed in an uniform external field E0. Then what will happen? So as you know, when a dielectric is placed, whether polar or non-polar, inside the external field, it will be polarized. And what is polarization? We have defined polarization P is equal to the dipole moment developed per unit volume. Dipole moment divided by volume. So as it is polarized, suppose you take a very small element delta V of the specimen of the dielectric, and P is the dipole moment per unit volume. So that volume element will have a net dipole moment P delta V, and for any element delta V inside the dielectric, the net field is, the net charge is 0. Although the dipole moment is there, net charge is 0. Why? Net charge of any volume element inside the dielectric is 0. You see now as shown in the diagram, when the dipole is the dielectric is placed inside the external field, the dipoles are aligned in a specific direction. Now the positive charge or end of one dipole is nearby to negative of the second, positive of the second to negative of third. This way, if I will put dotted mark here, the net charge is 0. But at the ends of the dielectric, some charges are there. Here one side negative charges will be present, this side positive charges are present. These charges are due to the induction of the external field. These charges are the induced charges of the external field. So now, suppose here the negative, evidently there is a charge density, suppose minus sigma b, here plus sigma b. If one side negative charge is there, other side positive charges are there, so a field is produced inside. That field is represented by EP. EP means electric field due to polarization. So this field is opposite to the external field. Now what is the net electric field inside the dielectric? The net electric field, if I write E will be equal to E0 minus EP. This is the reduced electric field inside the dielectric when it is placed in an external field. Now, if these two, if you take the ratio of the reduced electric field, ratio of the original electric field to the reduced electric field, you will get a constant called dielectric constant. Because how much field is reduced or how that depends upon the nature of the dielectric. So that ratio is called relative permittivity or dielectric constant K. So K will be equal to E0 divided by E0 minus EP. This K is called dielectric constant or relative permittivity of the dielectric material. Now, this polarization is sometimes also called polarization density. That polarization density is a dipole moment per unit volume. What is dipole moment? Suppose the charge developed is here sigma p. This is the surface charge density. Now I can write P is equal to the total dipole moment. Suppose the charge induced is QP. So what is the dipole moment? If D is the distance or length of the dielectric, so total dipole moment I can write the either charge into distance between them. So either charge, suppose QP into D. divided by A into D, the volume. If area of this plate is A and distance between the two is D, so volume is A into D. So that will be equal to QP divided by A. That is also equal to sigma P. That means polarization density is also equal to charge induced per unit area. Now we have seen that when a dielectric is placed in an external electric field, it is polarized. Polarized means the dipole moment is induced. And here we have taken a simple case when the induced dipole moment is along the direction of the applied field, and also it is directed along the field, and it is proportional to the electric field. So those dielectrics for which this assumption is valid or true, they are called linear isotropic dielectrics. Linear isotropic dielectrics. That means the induced dipole moment is proportional to the electric field, and the induced dipole moment is along the direction of the external field. And if the field is not very large, and for linear isotropic dielectrics, so we can write the polarization is proportional to the electric field inside the dielectric. So P is proportional to E. That means the polarization density or polarization is proportional to the electric field. So P is proportional to E. Now we can write P is equal to epsilon naught chi E. Here chi is a proportionality constant called electric susceptibility, which is the nature of the material and which describes the behavior of a dielectric inside the electric field. So P is equal to epsilon naught chi. Here epsilon naught is multiplied to make the value of susceptibility or to make the susceptibility dimensionless. So chi is equal to, or electric susceptibility is equal to P divided by epsilon naught T, or that is the ratio of polarization or polarization density to the product of permittivity of free space and the electric field. This is called your electric susceptibility. Now let us find the relationship between electric susceptibility and dielectric constant. Both describe the nature of the material, so how they are related. Now you know the electric field inside the dielectric E is equal to E0 minus EP. What is E0? E0 is the external applied field, and EP is the electric field due to polarization. But electric field due to polarization, EP is equal to sigma P by epsilon naught, and sigma P is also equal to polarization, that I have shown you, the P divided by epsilon naught. So E is equal to E0 minus P by epsilon. Just put the value there, and P is nothing but epsilon naught chi E, and epsilon cancel out. So E0 is minus chi E. So E0 equal to 1 plus chi into E, and E0 by E is equal to 1 plus chi. What is E0 by E? The E0 by E is the nothing but the dielectric constant or relative permittivity. So relative permittivity or dielectric constant of the dielectric is equal to 1 plus electric susceptibility. Here E0 by E is the dielectric. How this is? Already we have defined. This is the applied electric field to the electric field or the reduced electric field inside the dielectric. When a dipole is placed in a large electric field, a strong electric field, we have taken the simple situation when the field is small. When the field is very large, what will happen? The outer electron of the dielectric, they get detached from the dielectric, and the dielectric behaves like a conductor. It loses its insulating property, and this phenomenon is called dielectric breakdown. That means when the dielectric is placed in a strong electric field, it loses its insulating property. That is called dielectric breakdown. And the field, the value of the electric field is called dielectric strength of the material. That means it is the maximum value of the electric field up to which it will show the dielectric behavior, it will not, or it will show its insulating property. The maximum value of electric field up to which the dielectric will show its insulating property is called dielectric strength of the material, and the unit of the dielectric strength is same as that of the electric field. It may be Newton per coulomb or volt per meter.